Right, so hopefully the microphone isn't that bad. Had to change settings again. Had to install my hard drive, and now audio is screwed up once again. So I love this PC, man. It's great. Anyway, so we got another account review today. Six SeaVixen submitted his account. He wrote a lot on this one. This is an updated one, by the way. This is submitted today, actually. Nice timing, by the way. Literally today. He probably knew I was gonna make an account review today, so I was like, gotta send it in now before Kimo looks at it, right? Hello, KimoCheese. I started playing around the end of January 2022, so this year, it's like what 9, 10 months now. I don't have any faction preferences, but would really like to develop my French Navy fleet since I'm from France. Bonjour, Mister, or Bonjaw. I saw like a meme a couple days ago, like Bonjaw or whatever, or Bonejaw or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, though, terrible memes. Though sadly, I missed out on most of the French events. Yeah, you're gonna have to wait a bit. Richelieu should get a perma banner soon, I think, but I'm not exactly sure about that. But maybe though. I try to collect every ship of the game and perform well in events, though I have troubles with harder events such as EX and such. And I always get short on cubes and coins for ship gacha. Yep, that's the life of a new player. That's right there. I'm currently grinding for PR4 for E-Girl and Hakuryu, and will soon move on to PR5 for Brest and Plymouth. Which one first? Okay, I'll talk about these things in a bit, but let's get into the accounts. So SeaVixen, what you got to show for me? Did you buy that skin? I'm gonna say you did buy that skin. Excellent choice, my man. Dude, this resolution is super wide. It sticks out on the screen right here. This is crazy. Not used to that. So I think he did say he's free to play, right? Somewhere in here he said it was free to play. Maybe it was in the Discord he said it was free to play, but or maybe not. Anyways, though, actually no, you're good because I feel like your dog space right now should be capped, but you're a new player that you said, so you're good there. Right. So we have Perseus Unicorn at 125 already. Very nice. We pretty much have the essentials ready for like World 14, I believe. Yeah, World 14 essentials are basically done. So you're good on that end. Everything else, let's look forward, or let's look forward into what you should work on next. Um, as of right now, though, there's like nothing that you haven't worked on already that I would say get to 120. Everything else is like you don't have to get them at 120, but there are opportunities where you could use them, but for the most part, though, there isn't like any mandatory ships in here that say get to 120. Yuki Kazi maybe, but that's like a meh. To be honest, you don't have to get her to 120 though. It's just up to you. Everything else though is like solid. Like your Hakuryu isn't max yet, but she'll get there eventually. Everything else though, we can just skip on those for the time being. I think you're good to go for that spectrum for ships. You got pretty much all the ones that you need. Just work on permanent ones for now. So we do have wow, that was we do have a MK 457 here. That is very very nice. So again, we're working on PR gear as of right now. Definitely get us 10 Rai. Next for that Hakuryu bonus, whenever you have her done, she'll be slamming that numbers in. Second 457 if you is what I recommend after that, and then at that point do whatever you want. Second 10 Rai, first straight gun, first light cruiser gun, up to you though. But again, like I said in the previous video, I have a hunch USS Midway is coming out soon, so you kind of want to have another 10 Rai just in case. So keep that in mind. But you're working on a PR4 right now, so get your first 10 Rai first, then worry about the second one. In terms of gear, though, as new players, just like every new player, you're lacking a lot of gear, but don't worry. Gear comes with time. Just keep playing, and you should be okay. Everything else, though, just grab your essentials. You should be okay for the most part. Stag Bofers, Dido AAs, the essential for anti-airs. Pencils, you got those. You got 3 of each, I believe. Yeah, you do. So you guys make more junkers if you can. They're very, very good. AP rockets, when we can make more of these, definitely do that. And that's pretty much it for the gear, I think. Oh, you have a good amount of baguette guns as well too. That's really, really good. Keep up with that Iris. That is not League of Legends. Keep up with the Iris farming. It's gonna help you out a lot. So we'll skip on that. And for now, purple gear is pretty much all over the place, but it's to be expected, right? In terms of inventory, we got. What are these colas from? I feel like I have some of these. I don't even know where it's from though. Cubes. All right, so we're locking on cubes right here. Make sure you're doing the essentials as one pull a day on light, and then do everything that you get for cubes guaranteed. Make sure you're keeping up with that. But yeah, as a new player, cubes, if you aren't like super lucky, you may struggle a little bit, but just keep grinding. Don't grind too one, it's not worth it, especially if you're a developing player, but eventually you'll get there though. So for now, just keep farming. You'll eventually get all the stuff you need. You are lacking a lot of plates as well too, but plates come with, again, just more grinding. Grind, my dude. Grind. I can't believe, like now that I think about it, like a lot of new players, man. Like imagine if these new players played back in 2018. 2018, guys. If you guys don't know, we didn't have full auto. Up until like 2020, I believe there was no full auto. So yeah, for me, I did 2 years of just manual movement across the map. I even streamed it as well too. It was crazy. It was like 7-2. Click on question mark node, go to next node. I did that for like 150, maybe 50k attacks. It was a lot. I don't even know how I did it, but I did all that manual clicking. That was fun. I don't even know how I have the brain cells to like left over to like whatever was going through my head those first 2 years. I don't even know. But full auto did make it a lot easier though. But yeah, you guys need a lot of plates, especially developing players. You need a lot of plates. I think these are fleets. We'll talk about fleets later on, though. We'll skip that for now. But we'll talk about the PR stuff next. PR search as of right now. PR4, we're working on it. Again, prints matter more, so get those prints in. Then it will lock everything else. PR1, you got the essentials ready. You don't need the IJN ones. You can skip on those. PR2, we'll get there when we get there. There's nothing like super important there. I guess like maybe Georgia. Nah, not really. Not like super important. They're very nice to have. Like Ozmo, FTG, Georgia are nice to have, but they're not like super important. PR3 as well. There's nothing like super important here. You can skip on these. Cheshire can be pretty nice though for World 13, I guess, but I think you're past that point, so we'll skip on that. But she is nice to have though. PR4 again, we're working on that. Very good. And then PR5, whenever you get to Plymouth is very worth investing into, and all that jazz, right? In terms of campaign map, we're on 12.3 right now. I say if you want coins though, definitely go to 12.4 to farm coins. It's a really good map to farm coins. Otherwise, if you want to do what I do, I just chill at 12.1 and farm cog ships all day, so I do that. As for OS, I think we're talking about OS stuff or whatever, so if this is just fleets, we'll go ahead and skip on that. I'll go ahead and talk about that later though. Right, so assuming there's not a question about here. Alright, so OS fleet. I'll talk about the OS fleets first and the questions. There's a couple questions here. Actually, no, the OS fleets are in the second question. We'll talk about that when we get there. Right. Do you have any tips for me to solve my never-ending oil, coins, problem, cubes, and pearl plate shortage? Not really, no. This shortage comes from just being a new player. Honestly, what they did with the full auto helped out a lot of players for levels, but it also made it so you don't get as much resources for like plates. I feel like back then with the oil efficiency, you could farm more purple plates, which is what I did at 7.2. So that's what the trade-off was. Ever since they added full auto, they made it much easier to get coins and EXP, but they made it so it's like difficult to get other resources like plates or whatever. So that's a trade-off. Honestly though, coins is probably one of the biggest resources that you'll need. So you need it for pretty much everything, like researches, limit breaking, all that jazz. You're gonna need it a lot. I do say if you do have some spare like metals around, like metal exchanges or whatever, you can buy some purple plates from the metal store. That's in the feature. That's recently added to the game. You can also buy like 5 purple plates for like 3k gold as well too. I don't recommend it if you're a developing player, but that's also something you can consider as well too. But coins though is just one of those resources that you really need. So if you really need coins though, since I think you're pretty much good on EXP as of right now for most of the mandatory ships, I say push 12.4 instead at 12.4 and farm your coins because you need a lot of coins right now, my man. So sit at 12.4, farm coins, clear at 12.3, and you should be good to go. I'd say that's for coins. As for oil though, not much you can do about that. If you're not buying the monthly pass or whatever, you're not gonna get that much oil. So just wait it out. Make sure you cap your storages, grab your commissions every single day, grab the oil ones and all that jazz. There's a priority list for what I consider to be the best resources from like commissions or whatever. This was like an old guide I made like years ago, so you can look at that. And I also made a tier list as well too, one of my early ones. But oil just comes from either buying it with the monthly pass or just waiting it out. Make sure you do commissions. Make sure you do all the events that give oil, and you should be okay. How can I improve my OS fleets and campaign formations to be survive harder contests, EX, and Stronghold? EX is all about dodging. Again, if you guys aren't good at dodging, just sit in the bottom left corner of the screen and just hug the wall either left or down. You can easily see projectiles coming at you that way. So again, if you're hugging the wall, it's much easier to move up and down than sitting over here to move up and down, because you're probably gonna move like this way, follow my mouse like up here and stuff like that. Whereas if you're on the wall, you're moving up and down. You're moving in a straight line. So most of the time you can dodge things precisely rather than just sitting in the middle of the water, just like moving all over the place. So again, bottom left corner is a very safe spot for most EX fights. Just chill there and you should be okay. As for OS though, again, I gotta look at your fleets for a bit. So I'm gonna assume, alright, so the fleets here, preload heal, same as campaign formation. So this right here, I think this is the first fleet, right? So this fleet right here, it lacks a lot of damage after the initial burst. A lot of people like to do initial burst setups, and that's fine, but make sure you don't overlap the damage. When you overlap the damage, that means you blow up like all your damage on the first wave, and then you could have like 2 or 3 waves of mobs coming at you, and then you won't have any ways to deal with it without waiting out for cooldowns. So don't stack up too much preload. I get a lot of people like preload in this game. I do too. But again, Unicorn Perseus blows up like most of the first wave, and if you have more preloaded torpedoes, that's just extra overkill right there. And then after that, you have like no sustainable damage, right? So this is why I like having like a gunboat in here and like a battleship in the back line to replace Independence. This gives you more sustained damage after the first initial burst, so you can push faster into the next waves and whatnot, right? So I see that for the first fleet. As for the second fleet, I do say that this is fine. You are lacking another big battleship, but Warspite is fine though. Truthfully speaking, I think you're using Kronstadt for the other fleet, right? Wait, do you have Kronstadt? Wait, do you have Kronstadt? Uh-oh. Did you not get her, my man? Oh no. Oh no, Kronstadt in here. She would have been a really good large cruiser to have. Oh no. That's a feels bad, man. Unlucky. Right, so this fleet here can work. San Diego doesn't do anything pretty much. She's there for anti-air, but like you don't need anti-air. As a gunboat, she's like kind of whatever. I say you can definitely kick her out for like someone more useful. As for whoever is more useful, it's up to you. If you have like DDs or whatever, like even like I say even Ayanami could be pretty good. Actually, not really. No, I would skip on that. Definitely more damage though. Definitely need more damage. Sustained damage is nice. A little bit of tankiness. As of right now, there's not that many options. Emden is pretty nice if you get her to 120. I think she has 120, but you're not running KMS in here. I don't think. Yeah, you can't. So a good Vanguard. I mean, San Diego can fit there, but I feel like there's a better option in there for sure. So this is the carrier set, which works out. It's fine. Air raid assistance, I believe. Yudachi. If you have Sirius, you can definitely kick out like Yudachi and put her in there. Honestly, I think Yudachi would be better than San Diego. Yeah, Yudachi can definitely kick out San Diego and put San Diego like in the middle somewhere, and you should be okay. This fleet lacks like a big large cruiser though, because heavy cruisers aren't that tanky compared to large cruisers, so you may struggle with that. So I say kick out San Diego, put Yudachi in, and then for this one, if you have Sirius, I don't know if you do though. If you do get Sirius one day, definitely consider kicking out Yudachi, put it in our fleet, and put Sirius there. Other than that though, that's a fine fleet for sure. And as for the last one, I think this one's just a filler one. This emergency fleet. So if it's an emergency fleet, definitely stack your cross barrages here. I know as a new player you're lacking a lot of those, so that's fine, but that's something to consider. If you can put Independence here as well too, because I told you to like replace her with someone else. Personally, if I were in your shoes, I would kick out Independence, put in a fourth fleet for like another battleship like Roma could work. If you have Monarch could work as well too. Anything with like a decent barrage that can like clear out mobs pretty easily should be able to substitute. I think Sadlets could work too. Anyone with like a decent barrage can just like clear out things. Definitely do that. Third question here is any ideas on how to expand on my French Navy nowadays? If you're not doing the event or whatever, then that's pretty much all you can do. You gotta wait for Richelieu to rerun, and you can farm Iris for the most part. But yeah, you pretty much gotta wait for Richelieu because it's gonna be a while before she comes back. And if she comes back, I think she's coming back as a perma banner, I think. I'm not exactly sure, but you're gonna have to wait a while for those. In this game, and Azure Lane reruns take a very, very long time. It used to be like 1 year and like a couple months. Now it's like almost 2 years for one rerun. So the more new events they add, the longer reruns take. So keep that in mind. I know it sucks. I complained about this for many, many years now. Um, they're just not doing. They're just not keeping up with reruns nowadays. So they're like, we gotta pump out new events, so it is what it is. Right. The fourth question here is, why are the art prints so hard to come by, and how do I grind Hakuryu and E-Girl fast? You're gonna have to pump out coins, my man. Again, I said this in pretty much every single video I've done so far, assuming you've been watching those as well too. You gotta do at least coin missions. Don't do free ones. Don't do the trash ones. Always do coins minimum. If you can't afford it, do cubes as well too. But the bare minimum, always go for coins. If it costs coins, pay it up. It's the fastest way possible, aside from cubes. Do that. It's expensive, I know, and this is why I told you to get the 12.4, because 12.4 gives you a good chunk of coins for your essential needs. So do that. And as for the fourth question here, or fifth question here, I apologize. Hope you guys saw those questions right here. I often run the Iris of Light D2. I think you mean D1. I think was it D? I feel like it was a D1 map, not D2 map, but whatever. For French DD bag guys along with some money per plays. Do you have a better map for the far in mind? No. I do think Duke of York map was good, but you have Vanguard, so you don't really need her. You can toss her into your second battleship fleet if you really want to, so that's something you can consider. Nagato's event is okay. I think there's like some decent stuff in there, but for the most part though, Iris is too much. Is like too good to not farm up. Like you're sitting at 8 baguette guns right now, and I think that's like an okay spot if you want to move on to other things. But I mean, you can farm that the Sakura map with the Ryuseis at D3. I think you can do that, but Ryuseis you can get them from Gear Labs nowadays if you really need to, and even then Junkers are better. So I think Baguette is probably your best bet, because otherwise, if you don't have if you have enough Baguette guns or you don't want to farm Baguette guns, Duke of York is the next best option. But you have Vanguard, so you don't really need her, but you can toss her to your second backup if you really want to. And yeah, that's pretty much it for questions. SeaVixen's account review is done. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.